Alright, hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Dorothy. I'm your professional astrologer, and you can find me on the web at nhastrologer.com. And I'm having a special, and I would like you to, this is what it is, go to my website and sign up for my newsletter that goes out twice a month. Has everything on it you would ever want to know about what I'm doing. And if you sign up, what I will be doing over the next few months is choosing 3 people every month for a free 20-minute astrology session with me, and this is a phone session. But if the response is huge, then I will pick 3 a week. So come to my website, join my subscription, and good luck. So today I want to talk about December and what's going on for December. So we have this major cardinal T-square going on. And so the beginning of this, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, and then the next little piece will be more specific to each zodiac sign, okay? So just listen in. You won't even know I'm doing it. I'm just going to cut and paste. So I want you to know we have between December 4th and December 10th, and that's the intense period. We can feel it a little bit on either side. We have Mars in the sign of Libra. Mars in Libra can be passive-aggressive. Our actions, we're looking for our actions to be controlled and balanced, but they typically don't feel controlled and balanced. That's why we're looking for that to happen. All right? Then we also have Mars making a square aspect to Pluto right around the 8th and 9th of December. And when Mars squares Pluto, this is obsession and this is controlled power is what we would call it. But we're looking for action. Mars in Libra wants action. Pluto in Capricorn is looking for those deep-rooted changes, those deep-rooted transformational pieces. Now, I know we're in Sagittarius time of year, but it feels very Scorpio to me because we do have some Scorpio stuff still lingering. So this means that whatever was going on and whatever is, transforming and coming up and out of us, like this, deep volcano, things are coming up and out, we can really feel it rumbling right now. Allow this healing process to happen. Allow this process to erupt. Because on December 10th, Mars will be in an opposition to Uranus, and that is quick, sudden shifts and changes. All right, so that's what we have. Mars and Uranus are in an opposition to each other, and then Pluto is, whatever direction, doesn't matter, is in a square to both of those. And Mars is the faster moving planet, so it's the one triggering everything. So that means we're seeking and searching for balance now that we've gone through some sort of deep and very deep transformation that has come from very much within and is coming up and out. All right? Allow this process to happen so you can heal. Deep things from the past will be coming up for all of this. So that's the hardest part of all of what's going on with this cardinal T-square. But when they're cardinal, that means it is about shifting and changing, and we're going to allow that to happen. Now, to finish off this general piece of what's going on in the middle of December, actually it's the first 10 days of December, we also have Mars is making a sextile to the Sun in Sag, and so the Sun in Sagittarius is making connections throughout this T-square, and they're positive connections. He's trining Uranus and a sextile to Mars, semi-sextiles to Pluto. So the Sun will help to put that silver lining and give us opportunities if we allow the transformation to happen that this T-square is asking of us. Because Mars, Uranus, and Pluto are the heavy hitters when they're together. It's like the mob coming through and making a change. It really is. Breathe, stay centered. If you practice yoga, it's just like, standing on one foot. You feel that straight, calm, centered, no matter what's going on around you. Allow these shifts to come up and out. All right, so on December 4th to December 30th, we also have Venus in the sign of Scorpio. So it moves in there on December 4th. When Venus is in the sign of Scorpio once a year, usually about 3.5 weeks, we get to focus in on our love relationships and what is going on there, and also the things that we love. So let me address both of these, and then we'll get to the house that it is for you. So, love relationships, how we love, what we love. When it's in the sign of Scorpio, when Venus moves into Scorpio, she can become very obsessive and very passionate. That's a fun piece. Or jealous. Not so fun. We can feel there's something going on under the surface if we're not open and honest all the time. there is a period here where our relationships, our love relationship especially, is going through a deep transformation. There needs to be a look at what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on under the surface. And if you're feeling uneasy, excuse me, if you're feeling uneasy, then it's in a relationship, then it's time to address this, because transformation must happen. It will happen one way or another. It'd be good if you were to initiate it. Because if you're feeling obsessed or jealous or uneasy in a relationship, those are all based in fear. And we don't want that. That's not a healthy way to be in a relationship with anybody, especially ourselves. So work on that and go through that process in that internal check to see where your love relationship is, and then have the conversation if you need to. We have Mercury coming into Capricorn soon, and I'll get to that in a second, and that will help. But, so you can say also, well, I'm not in a love relationship, so how am I going to use this Venus in Scorpio? Well, the way you're going to use the Venus in Scorpio is through the things that you love, the things that mean stuff to you, you know, the things that you're passionate about. Usually it's how we create beauty, or the beauty we have around us, whether we love to decorate, we love to paint. My Taurus piece, I love to collect rocks. I got a ton of them over here. Someday I'll show you. You know, and so what do you do with that? You know, that Venus in Scorpio helps us to take our skills, our talents, and transform them into something else. So that, to me, it sounds like a hobby. So we take a hobby, something that we really love. Hobbies are things that we love to do. And if we choose at this point in time, we can actually take that and transform that into a stream of income. Because that's what that energy is all about. So take these energies and focus at it. And so it is in what house? So you Gemini, it's in your solar 6th house. And with all that stuff going on in your solar 6th house, your main focus will be that you're going to address this probably every day. And I don't want you to address it in a way that you're just going to drive somebody crazy. But as far as the love relationship goes, you know, just say a kind word to your partner, to your love. Do something every day that will help that relationship. Or if you're really looking to turn a small, you know, a hobby, something fun that you do, into a stream of income, do a little something every day, whether it's just meditating and visualizing, or learning about how to do better social marketing, or whatever it is for you. Do something every day, and that's how you're going to use that in your solar 6th house. Now, all of this other Scorpio stuff that goes on in there, you could very well just be trying to make your whole life better by changing your diet and going through a whole new transformation, because that 6th house represents, you know, the things that we do every day and our general overall health and how we process food. So you might be shifting your food, just a natural process, something you might all of a sudden decide you just like, you know, really want to eat cleaner. You might be doing that, especially if you have Gemini rising. All right, I'm going to move on. And backing up just a little bit, because I've already kind of gone ahead to the 10th and back again, but on December 9th, Mercury enters Capricorn. See, I told you I'd talk about that next. And when Mercury is in Capricorn, what happens here is we become more focused in our communication, our thinking. Wisdom comes to us. We feel very wise, or we want to be more wise about things. This happens in your solar 8th house. And that solar 8th house is representative of transformation. It's also legal contracts. So there could be something here that you're looking to sign some form of contract, focusing in on your taxes, because that's the tax area of the chart as well. But in regards to that Venus thing, those Venus things I just mentioned, you know, it's going to help us just be more serious in our conversations. Later in the month, on the 19th, Mercury in that serious sign of Capricorn, that very serious, logical, practical, is not lighthearted by any means, even though Mercury tends to be lighthearted. In Capricorn, it just wants to get to the point. It's going to make its annual conjunction to Pluto, again in your solar 8th house, and then it will make a square to Uranus on the next day, on December 20th, and that's over in your 12th house. So Gemini, the energy of this, actually I think that's your 11th, yeah, your 11th. And so what that really comes down to is ultimately is that you've got something that you need to sign, some sort of contract that needs to be fixed. Your taxes need to be looked at. Maybe you have some leftover inheritance things that you have to work on. And, you know, really focus on your credit cards, because that's 8th house things, is money and what you borrow and what you have to pay back. So with Capricorn, Mercury moving through that sector, Pluto's already there. All of those types of things that I just mentioned are going through some form of transformation. Mercury and Capricorn, in the 3 weeks it'll whip through that sector, and it will help you to get rid of all the extra paper that's hanging around and just get down to business. All right? Let's see. What else? Backing up a little, December 11th, we have the new moon in Sagittarius. It's always there's always an individual forecast video for this, for the new moon and the full moon. So come back, and it's a good opportunity to subscribe to the channel. It will tell you when it comes up. All right? And you can go listen to that. But for you, for the specifics, it's in your solar, it's not your 8th house. What house would that be in if you have Sag and your Gemini, blah, 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 1, 2, oh yeah, 7th house. I didn't write it down, I forgot to write it down. So the new moon will be in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. The new moon in Sag is very lighthearted, fun, and optimistic. So even though Venus feels really serious in the beginning of this forecast, that new moon will help lighten it, and it's kind of like the silver lining around some serious stuff that we need to work through. It's all about what we're learning, right? December 21st is the winter solstice. The sun moves into the sign of Capricorn, so all these things that have been seem like they've been up in the air will finally come down, and we'll be able to make a solid foundation out of them over the next month or so. December 25th, the moon, I just want to speak about Christmas Day, because the moon's in the sign of Cancer. It is on Christmas Eve as well. So it'll be really nice. It's in your solar 2nd house. So what do you value? You value your family. You value time at home. It just will be a very nice opportunity to be home with family. So for all of us. The final day of the year, and the final day, December 31st, New Year's Eve, the moon will make a conjunction to Jupiter at 23 degrees of Virgo. That's only a couple of degrees away from the eclipse that we had on September 13th. So pretty much when we have an eclipse like we did, eclipses always do this, but they hit us, and they leave an impression. And every month when the moon comes through and hits that point, we can get another activation of whatever was going on or shifting and changing in our charts during that eclipse, especially if it hit something personal in your chart. So on New Year's Eve, something will be relating to that eclipse. If it was an important eclipse for you, it was for me. I had a lot going on September 13th as well as October 13th, so I understand this personally. So what will happen on New Year's Eve? I don't know. It will be something that will remind me of what was going on. So, and it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. I am a Gemini, so I could see that this is going on here. And that will be in your 4th house, and the 4th house represents home and family. And that Jupiter transiting through that sector right now for you just means that home and family can be expanding. But the healing that needs to happen, and the things that we love to do, and the service that we love to do, the things we love to do for others, that area will be expanding and will be really a big focus into 2016. So I want to leave you with that. Thank you for coming this far. Most people don't make it this far. And please subscribe to this channel and come and sign up for my newsletter. And you'll be informed of, I always have specials all throughout the year. And you need to be informed, and you so sign up for that newsletter, and maybe you'll get a free session. All right? I would love to do that for you. Thank you. Blessings. And the way you know how this affects you mostly is to come and have your own private sessions. Namaste.